365 Radio and 365 Sports. Baylor men's basketball coach Scott Drew with Paul Craig and David Smoke. So Gonzaga, how long has this been in the works, and just kind of go about the inside of the background in this game being set up? Thanks for being a part of the show, Coach.
Well, it's been in the works for quite some time. Coach View and us have the same schedule and philosophy, whatever's good for college basketball and also good for our teams. And that's usually premier matchups and a great platform for both programs. And one really where there's no loser. And what I mean by that is you win, it really helps your tournament resume. And if you lose, you're not penalized because you're playing great games in the non-conference.
So how did you guys come to an agreement on what was with the venue in South Dakota, the Pentagon? I know they've had a lot of great games there. Yeah. How did that start?
Well, the Pentagon is, like you said, they've had a lot of great games recently up there. And then the venue is, from everyone that's played up there, really brags about just what a great place it is to watch a game and be a part of a game. There's a great atmosphere. And obviously, Mount Rushmore is beautiful that time of year, I believe.
Hey, have you ever been there?
I have, but I was probably too young to remember much about it. But I know I have been there with my family when I was a little one.
It is awe-inspiring, no question about it. So your schedule pretty much now is set, right? Is there anything else to add, or is this it?
No, we still don't know who we're playing in the SEC Challenge. We don't know about the Big 12, when and who. And there's still one more game we're trying to work out and see. Stanford, we're supposed to return a game and don't know what we're going to do with that right now. So basically, in the next couple of weeks, hopefully we can have the SEC opponent, have the this last game resolved, and then we just wait on the Big 12.
Scott, with now your roster set and all you've added, what you've lost, where do you feel like you are in the kind of job your staff and you did to kind of create what you have coming back and also the incoming talent?
Well, I think our staff, I know, feels very good with who we have and the chemistry we think we can possibly have. We love the culture as far as it's a bunch of guys that want to be in the gym, want to work hard. We think they're great teammates. A big thing will be we have a lot of players returning off injuries, and just seeing us as we have a chance to get players healthy will be obviously critical, like it is for any team. But if we can get everybody healthy, really, really like the pieces, excited about having an opportunity with Toronto, and that'll be great because not only you're wearing a USA uniform and competing for a gold medal, but a chance to have 10 extra practices and bond, and at that point, hopefully start to form our team.
Can you kind of go over those trips? You've taken them overseas. You just mentioned that one. What really it does bring to the table? Time together, basically, as you mentioned, the bonding, camaraderie part of it?
Yeah, there's a reason the NCAA only allows one every 4 years, and that's because it is an advantage. And we all know when we talk about great teams, we talk about teams that love one another, have good chemistry, play well together. And how is that stuff formed? Normally it's formed through experiences together. And those experiences begin for us in the summertime. Really, you only have a handful of student athletes around for the summer, and you don't have all the distractions with as many classes and activities and other students. So you can really develop those relationships, which are so critical to if a team wins those close games or loses those close games.
So, Coach, I know that event's right around the corner. You'll be playing Italy on July the 5th and then playing Canada the day after and then Brazil as well. How does that kind of work with your roster, given that you do have so many new incoming guys, but also guys that are on the mend, as you said?
Well, the good thing is the guys on the mend, some of them will play, some of them won't play, but all the new players will get a chance to get some experience with a USA Baylor uniform on and with our offense and defensive system. And hopefully that really bodes well to the beginning of the year because when the year comes around, hopefully we have that advantage. In baseball, we're on second base when everyone else is on first.
Scott, we talked to Adam Flagler last week after he made his decision to return. He, especially coming and seeing with guys like Davion Mitchell and Maceo Teague and Jared Butler, who all went through that process, and now he has. What do you see from guys, especially with the work ethic of somebody like Adam, when they come back from the NBA draft process and the combine and the games they got to play, with the changes in their work ethic or the things that they work on?
Well, I think anytime you have a chance to work with some other people and gain experience by going against other people and seeing how they work out, and iron sharpens iron. So when you're dealing with elite players, you find out some areas that you might need to improve in or get better in. I remember when Taurean Prince played on the USA team, went to Canada, and the first thing he did when he came back, he's like, I got to get stronger. And then he just started not only spending more time in the weight room on his own, but lifting harder when he was in there, because he knew the importance of that strength, because he had gone against stronger guys than him. And a lot of times you think you might know areas you need to improve in, but after spending time going up against some other people or visiting with NBA personnel, then it becomes more reality of, this is what I got to do.
Scott, the Matthew Meyer decision, and that was something that was coming. Can you kind of go over the timeline with that? Was that one of those where you had to fill your roster and could not wait any longer, and if Matthew wanted to come back, there would have been room? And your thoughts about him going to play for Brad Underwood in Illinois?
Well, yes, a couple things. The way the timelines are right now, it does make it hard, because if you have 3 or 4 guys trying out for the NBA, then you can't be stuck in a position when you only have 8 or 9 guys on a roster, because a lot of times transfers are making decisions earlier than, you have till June 1st. So you can imagine most of the transfer portal is finished by then. So you have to best guess what people are going to do based on your conversations, based on feedback. And in a perfect world, Matt would have been drafted, and we would have had 3 or 4 guys drafted this year. Now that he's going to Illinois, I know we're extremely excited and for him, as far as we want what's best for him. He's going to graduate this first summer session, taking 6 hours. He'll have a Baylor degree. He's won back-to-back conference championships. He's won a Big 12 or national championship. And now he'll have a chance to play in the Big Ten. We'll cheer for him every time, as long as we don't face him.
Well,
so, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. As long as you don't face him.
Yeah. If we face him, then we got to beat him.
Yeah. Would you like to see the NBA has allowed players to dip their toe in the water, and you've had some that could come back and help you win a national title? Would you like to see that length of time before they have to withdraw from the draft moved up? Would that help any, or is that ever gonna move?
Great question. I know every year we're trying to tweak and come up with a better model of what is fair. But like you look with us this year, with James, with Matt, with Adam, with Kendall, with Jeremy. I mean, if you get 5 or 6 guys, you can't wait on them all. So you got to make decisions on what you think people are going to do. And then at the same time, we have really good kids. They tell us what they're thinking. And there's other things that come into play too nowadays. I mean, you have NIL, you have other scenarios and other things that people want to consider. And at the end of the day, based on the knowledge and information we have, we make choices. And sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But we've been blessed over the years where guys that haven't been able to go have been able to come back and have great opportunities. And again, Matt, hopefully he has a great year and gets his degree first and foremost, has a great year. And like I said, he's done a lot for Baylor University. Nothing but great things to say about him.
Well, Scott, what I wonder is Matthew's gone, Jeremy's in the draft. Who is going to have a ridiculous haircut for you guys now? You got
to. Well, Smokey's going to grow his out.
Yeah. I'm taking medication for that to get that done. How are the sales for Road to Joy?
So far, so good. I know we were on Amazon's bestseller for one or two of the categories, and then I haven't seen the last one. But I know at one point there was several great honors we had, and that's a tribute to everybody. And hopefully, we're building Baylor Nation, as a lot of people have read it and now say they're Baylor fans. So if you know any people out there that you think pass it on to them. At one point, it was #1 basketball biographies, #1 Christian business and professional growth, #7 in Christian self-help, and number 215 overall in Amazon out of about 55 million.
Well, I got a text. We have a text line. I ordered and received the Kindle edition of Road to Joy last night. It is an amazing insight to Coach Drew, his staff, and players. Everyone should read this book. That was a text that we received earlier this afternoon.
That's a great text.
Coach, I saw that Coach Tang was back in town and Coach Driscoll was back in town this last week, weren't they?
Yes, it was great seeing them, and amazing just how our kids, there was a picture, I think Coach Driscoll had Chase and Paxton at like 5 and 8 years old. So, and then Mackenzie and Island were just born, and Seven was barely crawling or walking. So it's amazing how all time flies and how our kids, I know Mackenzie will be at Baylor, and Coach Driscoll, both his kids have graduated from college, and one works for him, and the other is back at home living with them, doing a great job in the business world.
Scott, we appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, and congratulations on the book. Congratulations on the schedule, and also how you built and rebuilt your roster in some ways. Scott Drew, Hall of Famer in many ways, a national championship coach, co-champions of the Big 12 regular season with the eventual national champions in Kansas. One hell of a conference, the Big 12. Thanks for his time. When we come back, John McClain.